What do you do with your solvent to take it to a place in your town that accepts paints and solvent? But I'm going to show you a little trick that will keep you from ever having to do that. You will never have any waste whenever you're using solvent. By using something called a brush wash, we put our thinners in here or our solvents in here. It has a little clasp that holds the lid on so that if you're transporting it, you won't end up with a mess in your car. It has a little rubber seal around in here. So inside of this brush washer bucket is a separate little basket. And so this basket has a bar across here for being able to rub your brushes on to help them get cleaned out. And as this basket sits down in here, the solvent fills up to the top up here, so you have plenty of room to wash your brush around in here to get it good and clean. It also has these little holes in the bottom of this basket that allows you to rub your brush against that. And when you do, the residue that comes out of your brush, that leftover paint that you're washing away, it goes down through these holes and goes into the bottom of this bucket. Because the sludge goes down in there, whenever you have the basket sits in nice clean solvent. So you're never working with dirty solvent. If you just had a baby food jar or something like that, all that sludge that goes down, each time that you clean your brush, you're mixing up the sludge and it gets in the solvent and you're not able to get your brushes really good and clean. What happens over time though is that the sludge builds up in the bottom of the bucket. So we're going to take this separate container and we're going to pour this sludge, this solvent out into this container. Okay, when we first start pouring, it's going to come out nice and clean. Then we're going to kind of slow down a little bit and try to keep any sludge from going into this clean solvent. Okay, and so we got all of that solvent back. So there's our nice solvent that we can use. I'm going to put on a rubber glove, and I highly suggest you do this because if you think about it, all of those heavy metals and things that are in your paints, they are concentrated down in the bottom of this bucket and all of that sludge. So I'm going to take just a plastic bag. I'm going to start with my hand with this rubber glove and just pull all that ookie gookie out of there. And then we're going to start taking paper towels and clean this out really good. Okay, and so there it's nice and clean, as you can see. And we'll just pour our solvent right back in. And what you'll notice is there's not enough solvent to fill it up at this point. So we'll put this back in here and get some new solvent, top it off. And now you have some nice clean solvent to be able to continue painting. So there's actually no waste. We end up throwing away all of the sludge. We're using the solvent a little bit at a time. You just always end up being able to use every bit of it. So let me just say, if you're going to use solvent indoors, if you're painting indoors with oils, this is what I highly suggest is that you use Gamsol by Gamblin. There's a lot of odorless solvents, but Gamsol is absolutely head and shoulders above all of the others. And you know, doing this can be messy. You might want to wear an apron or something like that. But if you end up getting some sludge or some paint on your clothing, this product I've found is just absolutely excellent. It's called Kiss Off, and it's kind of like an old chapstick tube sort of thing. You can rub that on your clothing, and then run it through the wash, and it is great for getting oil paint and stuff like this off of your clothing. So anyway, there's how you never end up having to do anything with your solvent except for just kind of replenish it a little bit. And if you leave this sit out for a day or two, this will dry up hard as a rock, and then you're able to dispose of it once it's completely dried. So there you go. That's why you should always use a brush washer. You can find a link in the description for any of these products, and if you click on that link, you can browse and buy it directly from there if you would like to do so.